Hey, I'm Keely and welcome back to my channel. I look a little bit crazy right now because I'm going to show you how I do my color of the day series on my Instagram, how I do the looks for that. So I always prep for my eyeshadow. I always do my eyebrows and then I carve out my eyebrows using my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And then if I'm doing a really bright, vibrant color, then I'll prime my eyelids with my Morphe concealer in the shade C0.00. So for today's color of the day looks, because I do 2 a day so that it gets done faster. The colors for today are the shade Soaked and the shade Raspberry. The shade Soaked is a really beautiful royal blue shade, and the shade Raspberry, I wouldn't call it a raspberry shade, I'd call it more of a red wine shade or a maroon. So let's get started. This is the brush that I use for my color of the day looks. I got it at Walmart. I don't remember what brand it is, but it's from Walmart. It was super cheap. So we're just going to take this brush and just very lightly we're going to tap into the shade Soaked. And we're going to take that shade and we're going to tap it onto our lid, and we're going to keep doing this, tapping in and then tapping on until we've got the coverage and the color that we're looking for. It usually doesn't take very long. These shadows are super pigmented and they're super blendable, so they go on really easy and quick. So now once we're at this point where we've got a bunch of color on the lid and it's super pigmented but it's not blended at all, we're going to take the same brush and we're just going to blend that until it's as blended as we want it to be. And if you need to, you can add more color. I usually do. Be careful though, because you can add as much color as you want, but you can never take away color. And if you notice, I'm not just going like this, I'm going in circular motions, and that really helps blend it out more. And that's that eye. It's not finished, but the color is done for it. So next we're going to take our eyeliner, and I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof liquid eyeliner, and you just shake it, and then you take the top off, and I shake it a little bit more, And then you're just going to go from the tape here, and you're going to go for wherever you want your wing. And you're just going to go like that. I do it in one fluid motion. It makes it easier for me. If I try doing it in smaller parts, I tend to get a more jagged line. And then after your eyeliner's done, you're just going to take your tape and pull it right off. And then double check your eyeliner to make it sure that it's looking how you want it to. And that looks pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the next eye, which would be the color Raspberry. So we're just going to do the exact same thing for that eye. So I'm just going to go tap right back in and then blend it right back out. Exactly the same as we did for the last eye. You freaky deaky girl. It's just a reflection. It's just a reflection. Roxy, just reflection. This shade is really pretty. It's one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's more of, like I said, a maroon or a burgundy, a red wine color than it is a raspberry. I think that if he was going for a raspberry, he should have done something that had a little bit more of a true red, like, brightness to it, kind of like the shade Licorice, but or the shade, or even the shade Cherry Wet, personally I think is a better raspberry. Girl, big girl, what are you doing? It's just a reflection. Just reflection. No need to growl. Don't need to growl. You can't catch it. And then pack it on. Get as much, you want as much pigment on the lid as you can. That way you're not having to add more pigment when you're blending. So that way it looks more blended and not just blotchy or unblended. The lower on the brush that you hold it, the better. It's easier for blending. So now that that eye is as blended as I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeliner for this. That stupid fly is back. I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeliner for this eye and then do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, so what I went ahead and did, I did my face makeup except for my highlight, and then I went and I took, using my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush, I took the shade Soaked in the shade Raspberry, and I just went under my lash line, my lower lash line, using this brush. This is my favorite brush for doing this because it gets it under there really nice and it doesn't go too low, so it doesn't look super muddy or crowded. What we're going to go ahead and do now is take this Eco Tools accent shadow brush, and my milk highlighter in the shade Supernova. And we're gonna take this brush and this highlighter, and we're taking it and we're putting it into the inner corner of the eye. We're also going to use this shade to highlight our brow bone. And we're going to do that on both sides until we're glowing the way we want to be. Now this shade Supernova is a really nice purple highlighter. It's not overpoweringly purple, and it's not super subtle either. It's like a really nice in-between. It's a super wearable, colorful highlighter, which is why I really love it. Now when I do my inner corner highlight, I just kind of pat it in and pull a little bit to give it an extra sheen. Now that we've got our eyes highlighted, we're going to highlight the rest of our face using the same highlighter. I'm going in with my Morphe R36, which is my favorite highlighting brush, and I'm taking that same highlighter and I'm just going to hit it right on the cheeks and kind of focus it in this area, but also pull it this way. And we're going to do that on both sides. I also like to put some highlight right here on both sides. I add a little bit on my chin. Then with my finger, I'll go in and I'll do the tip of my nose. And then I'll go right here. And then I'll go out and blend that out. And then I'll add a little bit to my lip, my Cupid's bow. And that's how I do my highlight. Now we're going to go in with our lip, which for today, the lip color I'm going to be using is the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Beeper, which is a really nice brown. And then to finish the look, we're going to go in with our Morphe Continuous Setting Mist all over the face. And then you can pop on a lash if you'd like, and you're done. Bye!